What's up, YouTube fans, and welcome back to my channel. I see I got some new subscribers, so thank you, and I hope my videos are helping you guys. If they are, just let me know in the comments. It's always nice to hear people tell me that my videos help them. It's one of the reasons I go through and I make this videos. So, here's the deal. I ended up getting some rings. They said they were pre-gapped. Me, the way I am, after I got to thinking about it, I don't take anybody's word, because I would be the one that those rings weren't pre-gapped in, and it would mess my motor completely up and damage the piston walls. A whole bunch of stuff can happen if you do not gap your rings. I feel kind of stupid not checking it in the first place, but it is what it is. But this is that 4.3 liter engine, and this is out of the Maxim SC2000 that I've been working on. So, as I was going through some of my videos, I noticed maybe some of my videos about the timing was quite confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break it down. While I've got this open right now, I'm going to go ahead and break it down on how you actually time this type of motor. And this is kind of applicable to any motor that has push rods that go through and use some form of a hydraulic lifter on the bottom end of this. So let's get through this. Okay, up here you got all your push rods all sitting up here loose. What I want you to do, while you've got your engine sitting at 0 degrees top dead center, that would be piston number 1. And let me show you this here. Piston number 1, it's even marked on the manifold, but piston number 1 is right here on this motor. It's on from the front, facing right, first piston to start the process right here. So right now, that's at piston number 1, 0 degrees top dead center. What you're gonna do, you're gonna take this whole entire assembly here, the whole crank. You can see it down here. I've got it exposed currently. Because like I said, I tore the whole motor apart just to redo it. So you're gonna take this, picture this like a big pie, except you're gonna divide it in quarters. So 4 quarters to be exact. So if you're at 12 noon right here, so here's gonna be your 3, your 6, your 9, and back to your 12 noon. So when you're doing any of these push rods, first things first, go through, tighten all these to 0 lash. Now there's been some confusion about what 0 lash is. So let me go ahead and break this down. 0 lash is when I can turn around and I can put my hand in there and I can still twist this push rod. That is 0 lash. If you can't twist that push rod, you're beyond 0 lash. 0 lash is just simply taking out any excess play. That is all 0 lash is. It is not tighten this down. But anyway, to start this process, you go through, tighten each one of the rocker arms. Each one, to where you get 0 lash while you're at 0 degrees top dead center. This is step 1. So you go through, you tighten them all up. Then what you're gonna do, you're gonna come back over here. 0 degrees, remember how we just talking about that pie? Go ahead and break that pie up. Let's go to number 3, or 3 o'clock position. Go to the 3 o'clock position. Tighten each one of these again, once again to 0 lash. You will find some that are tighter. You will find some that are loose. And all that is, that's on each one of these strokes, it's either gonna bring up the exhaust or it's gonna bring up an intake. So whatever one it's on, that's probably the one that's gonna be tight, and the one that it is not on is gonna be the one that's gonna be loose. So whether it's on the exhaust or the intake, one of them are gonna be loose as you do this process. So you go through, tighten them all back up again, all the way down and around the whole motor. Let's come back to our motor down here again. Right now you're at 3 o'clock position. Let's go ahead and go to the 6 o'clock position. Repeat the whole process, 0 lash, both sides. And remember, 0 lash does not mean you cannot twist that push rod. Now there will be some that you're not gonna be able to twist. Don't worry about those, because those are already tightening, and if they come up loose again, as we're going through the process, you'll get to it. So you're only going through and you're only tightening up the ones that have become loose, all the way down both sides. Okay, once you do that, come back down here, go to the 9, the 12, you're gonna repeat the process all over. At that point, you're gonna be on the exhaust stroke, but you're gonna be at 0 degrees top dead center right here. Spin it around again, let's do it all over. 3, 6, 9, back to 12. Tighten each one of them that have become loose again. Once all the ones that are loose are now tightened, to double check your work, you want to go through. Now, like I said, there will be some that you're not going to be able to turn when you come back up. So like I can turn this one here, it cannot be turned. So that's just the nature of the beast. As long as they're all tight, that is what you're looking for. You're looking for the push rods to be tight, sitting against that hydraulic lifter. Now, your final step in the process. Right now, you're at 0 degrees top dead center. You're on the number 1 piston up here, right here. So when you do timing, anything subsequent, this is the position you need to be at. When I go to set the distributor, this is the position I'm gonna be at. Excuse me. Now, if you're not familiar or you get confused. So if you get confused with this and you're like, oh my God, am I in the exhaust or the intake stroke? Okay, there is a simple method to solving that problem too. As you're turning this, right here is your number one hole for your piston. Now on the exhaust and the intake, they're both gonna be up. So you're gonna have this one up, or you're gonna have number 6 up over here on this side. So if you look down the hole, you're gonna see a piston here, and you're gonna see a piston over here. It gets very confusing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna spin your crank. Put your finger over the hole, spin the crank. If it's trying to suck your finger in, then it's on the number 6 intake side. If it is trying to push your finger out, that is intake number 1. Once it pushes your finger out, stop. That is when you know you're at 0 degrees top dead center for the firing order of number 1. So when you set your distributor right here, I always try my best to get the distributor pointed at an angle like this. That is what I try to do. That way it's always pointing at number 1. If you can't do that, who cares? Just make sure your cap is sitting on the number 1 side. But as we go along through here, that's pretty much how you time a motor. But anyway, as I was getting ready to say, when you're done with all your tightening of the rocker arms, you're gonna spin this motor again. So you put your wrench or ratchet here with a socket, spin your motor slowly. What you're doing now is you're checking to make sure you did not over tighten anything. You're checking for binds. So you're gonna spin it all the way around, back up to 0 degrees top dead center. If you have no binds, great. Spin it again, back up to 0 degrees top dead center, so you're back on number 1 piston here. If you got no binds, congratulations. You have just finished doing all your rocker arms for your engine. That is it. You don't need to do nothing else. You're good to go. But if that video helps anybody, please comment. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, share, whatever you guys want to do. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll gladly answer it as soon as I can. Thanks, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye.